this. Let's talk about the actual mayor of another major American city. That, of course, was Brandon Johnson. You saw there on the screen of Chicago. As you know, Chicago has come under the microscope the last several months as President Trump has put an emphasis on getting criminal illegal aliens out of the Windy City. The president has also been extremely vocal about his want to get crime numbers down. And if you've been following along with any of this, you know Mayor Johnson has been opposed to ICE coming in. He's been opposed to the National Guard to come in and help, try and reduce crime. Does not want it at all. I'll talk about that more in just a bit. But Johnson has been the mayor of Chicago since May of 2023, and the city is in terrible financial shape. Chicago is expected to face a major budget gap next year. This is what they write in the publication IllinoisPolicy.org. Quote, it's a projected budget deficit of $1.15 billion for fiscal year 2026. But the problem isn't city revenues. Those have reached an all-time high in recent years. Actually, they write, the problem is persistent overspending. Chicago's total expenditures have increased by nearly $7 billion, up 62% from 2019, and rising twice as fast as other major cities. It goes on. While previous budgets have been buoyed by billions in temporary federal pandemic funding, virtually all that money has now been spent. It's gone. And Mayor Johnson's plan to combat this, start creating new taxes under a plan called what he titled Protecting Chicago. Tax your way out of it. Don't rein in the spending. Johnson says he wants businesses to put more skin in the game. And part of it includes this, a corporate head tax for the top 3% of businesses in Chicago, an increased tax on big tech companies, a tenfold increase in the vacant buildings fee. There's many more. You can look them up online. It's reported by ABC in Chicago that their civic committee is calling the head tax a hostile move against businesses. The committee's president is quoted saying this in an interview: you don't put in a policy that'll hurt growth, that will hurt the tax base and potentially shrink the tax base. That will compromise the vibrancy of the city in order to solve this other problem. And that is just one issue we can talk about. The next one, crime. Just this past weekend, CBS Chicago reports this. At least 4 people have been killed and 14 more have been wounded. They were shot in shootings across Chicago over the weekend. That's not good. It also doesn't look good for their transit authority either, unfortunately. Chicago Transit Authority violent crime hits the second highest level since 2015. While the arrest rate dropped. Okay, crime up, arrests are down. But when asked about crime in his city and the thought of maybe bringing in the National Guard to help, Johnson, he typically responds with an answer just like this.
The fact of the matter is we are driving violence down on this city, and we're using every single resource that's available to us. Jails and incarceration and law enforcement is a sickness that has not led to safe communities.
Okay, policing is a sickness, according to him. I'll also point this out. Mayor Johnson is a former teacher and a paid organizer for the Chicago Teachers Union. And it looks like their city has some serious work to do on that front in terms of educating their children. The most recent test scores for Chicago public schools show that fewer than 1 in 3 students could read at a grade level. It's even worse in math. 1 in 5 could do math at a grade level. Also point this out. In August, the University of Chicago, they had a poll, Brandon Johnson's approval rating, 26%. Kind of low.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.